Hi, it's Dr. David Lunt here. Today, talking about health. Health is a very basic human right, which we all have, and we are all entitled to enjoy it. And it is a very basic right, just as the right to life is, and make sure that we achieve it for not only ourselves, but for everybody else is an important duty of everyone. Thank you. A healthy mind in a healthy body is our wish for everyone, and everyone can achieve it. One of the best ways to start is to make sure that you get a healthy diet. This is not easy. There's a lot of science goes into it, but it's things which we can learn, and there are plenty of sources for this knowledge of what a healthy diet entails nowadays. It is a healthy diet if you're eating it and your weight has a biological index of between 18 and 25. You can measure this by measuring your waist and seeing whether your waist is getting increased or decreased without having to worry about doing the calculation of what your body mass index is. As long as you mix your diet with different things on different days, you should have a healthy diet. But you have to exclude things which you are allergic to. And the easiest way to do that is to remove single things at a time from your diet if it's finding it is either causing you have a runny tummy or constipation or whatever it is that you find your allergy is presenting with. Just alter that one at a time. And if you find you've got an allergy to something, that it's an intolerance that you're not liking, just stop doing it, stop eating it, and you'll soon get back to being able to forget about what has become a normal habit for you to eat a healthy diet. Executive function is something which we all have. Even tiny little ants with brains much smaller than ours have it. They are able to make correct decisions, plan for their future, and change their behaviors. This they do. They will, if they're harvester ants, they pick up the bits of dead grass, take it back to their home, take it down underground, cultivate it by growing fungi on it, and then eating it. So they're planning for their future. They're changing their behaviors, and they're getting others to do that as well. The same with bees. I'm a beekeeper, and it's marvelous watching them go out. So as soon as the sun's up in the morning, they're out to work, they're going to forage, they're going to be in some nectar. And while they do that, they're pollinating everything which needs to be pollinated around them. And then when they come back, they tell the other bees by doing their little dance as to where and how far away the source of the honey they've collected and brought back as nectar is. And the other bees follow that and do it. Exactly the same thing happens when they swarm. They know where they're going to, they know where there's a possible new nest, and the new queen goes with them, and they take her to the new nest, and she decides whether she likes it or not. If you've got a queen which decides she likes it, you're going to have a happy colony. As long as you keep the female who's in charge of the family happy, you'll find that you go a long way to having a peaceful coexistence in your family. Okay. Exercise is marvelous for creating a healthy mind in a healthy body. I've played lots of sport and all of them I've enjoyed. And that's the way to do it. Find a sport you enjoy. And if you're enjoying it, you will meet with other people who are also enjoying it. They will tend to keep you fit by saying, let's go for a run in the morning, or let's go for a run after we've had our normal sport for the day. And if you're wanting to do canoe down rivers or on lakes or whatever it is, any sport will be good for you and give you a healthy mind in a healthy body and allow you to mix with other people and be congenial about it. Okay. We need to all become aware of behaviours that harm your health and that of others. Industrial pollution is a huge problem, and one which is important to all of us, because we have to breathe the air that surrounds us, and that needs our communal activity to do that. But individually, the home air which we breathe is within our control. We can control and make sure that that's good, clean air that we and our family are breathing, and that it's air conditioned, and that you can live within your means. And that is perhaps the cheapest way to do it, because ill health is very expensive. It stops you from doing what you want to do. It stops you from working. It makes you dependent upon the other members of the family. Health is very important, and we mustn't allow people to pollute our atmosphere and make us unhealthy. So this is something which is within our control, microscopically within our home, macroscopically within the world around us, and that then becomes political. We have to pull our weight, make sure that our global warming, which people are still insisting upon, but just less of it, changes. It must be global cooling, and we must bring it down so that we get back to a amicable climate, which is suitable for everybody, where we don't have these storms, these wildfires, these droughts, and all these other things which are part of global warming. And it is killing off the trees, the deforestation. It is making various species extinct every year. More species become extinct. We're not immune from that. We can also become extinct, and it is a danger. In fact, my predict is that we are not able to get along with one another sufficiently to avoid it. We've got to get along with one another. We've got to stop these wars. Wars are producing huge amounts of global warming, and all the atomic energy which we produce just in abundance. We don't need it. We've got to keep down so we're only using a small amount of energy, then we're not able to warm the world. And if we use the energy which is available to us within our limits, we will be cooling the world. So we can only produce that amount of energy which enables the world to be cooling. And that is what we've got to do, and that is what we've got to insist upon. That is your human right. And I'm very strong on human rights. We're entitled to the right to live. We're entitled to the right to have a healthy life. And so are you. And it is our duty to make sure we get it, not only for ourselves, but also for our family as well. And those who come after us, maybe generations in the future. At the moment, we look as if we're going to be lucky if we live out our generation on this planet. But it's even at my age, we can do that as long as we manage to control the behavior of ourselves and those around us. Thank you. Here we see skydivers in our atmosphere, showing that they have complete control over it. What they're doing, they feel very secure and safe in doing it, but they know they have to do what they're doing correctly. And we have to do exactly the same thing if we want to control our environment. We have been in the age of counting for a very long time now. Since computers arrived, we've been counting everything on huge databases. We are now in the age of accountability. We are accountable for our actions, and we've got to make sure that we keep our atmosphere within the limits of human safety and human health. Man has more control over our environment than ever before. We need to monitor the harms man's behavior is doing to our environment. Offenders can and must be held to account for what they are doing. Thank you. Ever since December 1948, it's a very long time ago, the Universal Declaration of Human Rights has been adopted and proclaimed by the United Nations General Assembly. Resolution 217A 111. That gives us indisputably our right to life and our right to health, and quite a number of other rights which are to do with health as well. The right to form a family, the right to freedom from torture, all sorts of rights, which amongst them are some which are more important than others, but health is a very important one. It's as important as life, and we've seen life being taken away from people in huge numbers during the present pandemics, and we need to stop that. They have lost their human rights, their very most basic human right to life, and that's happened in thousands and thousands and thousands of cases throughout our world. Some people not even knowing what is going on, just simply knowing that they are ill and watching their family members die. It is horrific to see what happens in the third world. I have seen that for 20 years of my life, and I have learned to live with it. But that's not good enough. We've got to change it. We've got to make sure that people's right to life and a healthy life with a healthy mind and a healthy body is attained. And we can all achieve this, but we all have to do it while working together. That is what we're aiming to teach you on the course, and the course which I'm providing is to prevent pandemics now, because pandemics are the ones which have taken away more human rights than anything else in this world so far. We've got to prevent pandemics. It can be done, must be done. We must do it. We must do it now. And then there are a couple of webinars which I have. You can hear about more of them when you're on the course. And I've got a YouTube channel. There is plenty for us to learn, but we'll be selecting on the course the things which are most important, and those which you'll enjoy doing when you're on the course. Hope to see you on the course, and until then, thank you.